it's nice to have you all here anyway. You know, not very often we get to do this, is it? Really, you know, these days. Just going on YouTube with this. Give me a second. Hi guys, welcome to Main Event Boxing Talk, and I've got Stay with me here, one of the original founding members of Main Event Boxing Talk. How are you, Stay?
Hey, how you doing, bud? Doing great.
Nice to see you. How are you, Tom?
I'm feeling a lot better. Thanks for asking.
Good. How are you, Spencer?
I'm doing good. And yourself?
I'm good, mate. We'll make a start in a second. So, right, what's the first thing we're going to look at? We'll go to the top of the list. Right, the first thing, guys, is Floyd Mayweather say he's going to have a rematch with John Gotti at the Super Bowl weekend. What do you think of this, Tom?
Did you see the first one? Because if you saw the first one, I mean, it was a lot of drama, but Floyd was in charge and just frustrating him. And right at the end, before they broke it up, he landed a couple of shots. I don't think it's going to go very long. So it's money. Money Mayweather is going to make money. That's what he does.
Yeah, and the Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah.
Just thought I brought it out there. You know, Floyd being Floyd. It being Floyd, rather.
What about you,
Floyd?
Steve?
That's he's fighting Gotti's nephew again, right? Gotti's nephew,
Grandson,
yeah, that's right.
Grandson, yeah. I thought that was. I mean, it's a great exhibition, but I can't see it being a serious fight. Mayweather's getting to the point where he's just getting too old. He just can't get out there and do it. You know, it's just he's getting to that point. Like I said, it'd be a great exhibition, but I don't particularly see it to be no major, major fight that anybody's going to be running. It's almost going to be comparable to that Razor Ruddock James Toney fight.
Oh yeah,
has that happened, guys? Already?
That happened 2 weeks ago. I thought it happened, right?
Yeah, it happened, and it was horrible. It was terrible. It was tits everywhere.
Who won out of interest?
I don't even know. I was too busy looking at man boobs. I was like, why are these guys?
I'll tell you who won. Hold on.
I want to hear Spencer's view before we go.
I didn't see the fight. I wasn't going to watch it.
About the Gotti fight. What do you think of that?
Oh, it's a waste of time. But it's like you said, it's a money fight, so it's gonna make them some money. There was some controversy last time out, Super Bowl weekend, so a lot of people gonna be having their eyes around the set. Yeah. Super Bowl is in Vegas this year.
I don't know.
I think Super Bowl is in Vegas, so that even makes it even more thing. It's something for the people to be out there to watch. So it's out there for the Super Bowl.
Well, let's see what happens. I think it's just going to be more drama and more of the same.
Floyd should knock him out in 2 rounds this time.
Yeah, he won't play with them.
Leave no doubts.
Yeah, from what I'm reading here about Razor and Tony, it was disturbing. These guys were not doing well.
No.
They should give it up.
Brain damage, grotesque are some of the ways that it's being put out there. It's just too bad.
Yeah. No, it's not on.
There's no winner. It was just an exhibition.
It's not on.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah, wait. I think we've got. Is Brian here? Yeah. Brian's here. Wait a second. I want to hear his.
It's Brian.
Hello, mate.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Mate.
Good to see y'all.
Welcome back after a few years, isn't it? And Stay's here, Tom's here, we're all here. One of the original founding members, Brian, who I started it with. So, Brian, what do you think of the Gotti Mayweather rematch? that we're going to?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I'm usually a fan of these. I guess a lot of people call them spectacles. You know, we have to remember Muhammad Ali did them, and Floyd Mayweather did have 50 legit fights. If you want to, you know,
49.
they were real boxers. But this is a little bit.
49.
It's a little bit too much. Yeah, I know the 50th one, Andre Berto. Maybe that's questionable.
Nah. The 50th one was Conor.
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor.
Tuff, can you come on camera, mate, if you get a cap on, or are you in bed?
You said what again?
So I was going to get Tar to come on camera, or you're stuck in bed, mate. Like you with a cigarette.
I'll translate for Nathan. Could you come on camera?
Yeah.
Who you talking to?
You.
I'm doing something right now. I'm multitasking, man. I'm trying to connect something. So just keep talking.
Right. Okay, let's go to the next. Shakur Stevenson bores everyone to sleep to claim it was the WBC belt, lightweight belt. WBC lightweight belt. It's third division. What do you think of this performance, Tom? If you watched it?
Well, I watched it today. I got my ESPN Plus working, and so I watched the whole fight. He just outboxed him. That's all. He did what he needed to do to win without taking chances, because this guy was a big puncher and he wanted to engage with him, and he didn't let him. So he fought a very smart fight. It's boxing, it's not fighting all the time. This happened to be a boxing exhibition, and he just outboxed him. He outmaneuvered him, and he engaged when he had the time to, and when it was available, and he moved out and he moved around laterally. And people want to see, the fight before that with Conseco and I forgot his name, the champ. It ended in a draw. That was a really fan-pleasing fight. But this one was like, okay, unless you could admire boxing and what he's doing, you're going to be bored.
Okay, I'm going to cut to say, what did you see the fight? If you didn't, that's fine. Sorry,
it's funny. I was falling asleep waiting for the fight to come on. And in the first couple of rounds, I fell back to sleep. So I kind of missed it, but I did get to see some highlights of the fight. And I think, I feel like the kid he didn't feel good. He didn't even look like he felt good. He was laying on the couch before the fight, like he really wasn't trying to be there. So I'm wondering if maybe he was under the weather and not feeling good. Probably later on down the line we'll hear he had some kind of sickness or but he didn't look like he was healthy for the fight. It seemed like he was under the weather, kind of like Spence. How Spence looked when he walked into his fight with Crawford. He just wasn't all there. It didn't look like Shakur was all there. Even at the end of the fight, even when he was talking, he didn't look like he was still there. So I'm thinking the kid was under the weather. It's been a long time since he got in the ring, a little ring rust, but he'll bounce back. I mean, with that kind of talent, you're not going to hold him down. And I'm sure if anybody's underestimating him and they call him out like Hanley, when they step in the ring with him, he's not going to be the kid that they saw last night.
Okay.
No, it could be a matter too of stepping up to your competition or down to your competition.
Right, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything more to say on this, Brian, or are you on this particular subject or not?
No, other than most people consider Shakur, top 10 and best in the division, but the two divisions that he could fight in are so stacked. And boxing has told us anything this year that anything is possible, but the division he's in and could step into, they're so stacked.
Yeah.
Just never know.
Okay, Spencer, what's your opinion on this? Then I'll give mine very briefly. Then we'll move on to the next thing.
Well, he did it wasn't an exciting fight, but he said his I think he said his hand was hurting him.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he said after the fight he had I think his trainer said it. They said that his left hand was hurting. That's why you didn't really see him use it too much. And that was bothering him. So But he won with strictly the jab. It was, I don't know where the judges got that, like 7-5 rounds, but
I'm just going to quickly
you give fighters, they all have an off night every once in a while, and Homeboy wasn't a slouch fighter. You know, you have to respect his power. And if his left hand was truly hurt, that's why he was only going off the jab and really wasn't putting together too many combinations. So, you know, it is what it is.
Okay, I'll give my opinion quickly. I hate it when boxing fans judge one person on one fight. The lad's only 25 years old. He's going to get better. It's not like he's going to stay at that level, is it? This is what pisses me off. Why do we put these young fighters down when they're only going to get better? You can't put people down before they've done anything. He's only just begun his career. People need to get with it. This guy's going to be one of those Hall of Famers. You know, he's a good fucking fighter. I don't care what anyone says. You know, you can't put your fighters down. We always do it, don't we? As fans, we always put these fighters down. You can't put a fighter down after one bad fight. It's stupid. You know, so I'm going to move on before I continue my rant any longer. Right. Let's move on, guys. Navarrete is still the champion after draw with, how do you pronounce his name, Tom? Is it Conceição?
Conceição.
Okay. What are your opinion on this fight?
Well, I really enjoyed this one. And Conceição, I thought, I mean, he did get knocked down twice. The second one, he was bending down when he got hit. So he went down after a punch, but he was already going down. So I don't know if that one was as legitimate. But he definitely was outboxing him for most of the fight. And because he had 2 knockdowns, it wound up being a draw. But I felt that he had landed enough punches, and his ring generalship was great. I thought he won the fight.
Do you think who? Conceição won the fight or Navarrete?
Conceição, yeah. I mean, he outthrew him, he outlanded him, whatever.
Okay, we'll cut to Dave because we've got a lot to cover here. What's your opinion on this, if you saw it?
I thought it was a pretty close fight. I couldn't go one way or the other. I thought it was a really tough fight for both competitors.
Right. Anyway,
it was a really close fight, really tough fight. I mean, both of those guys are new to me. I've never really seen them fight before, so I really, I can't speak on styles and what they've done in the past to give a judgment on this fight here. I could just say, from what I was watching, it was a pretty good fight. Both of you guys, they let their hands go, and they gave us a good show last night.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, what's your opinion on this, Brian?
I didn't see the fight, but I've seen him fight many times before.
Okay.
I really like him. Yeah, guys got power and exciting fighter.
Okay, we'll move on.
Conceição is the dude that what's it called beat not too long ago, isn't it? Shakur, did Shakur just beat him?
I think so. I'd have to check his record. But yeah. So what about it?
I was just saying, Conceição is a decent fighter. I think is he the dude that beat Shakur in the Olympics for the medal?
Yeah, I believe so.
He won gold and Shakur won silver.
Something like that. Yeah, he did win the gold medal the last time he went.
Right, guys.
Yes,
let's move on. We've got loads to cover here. So, Tom, Francis Ngannou has been ranked number 10 by the WBC. What do you think of that?
Well, he did have a very close fight with the champion, but I wouldn't have ranked him that high. I mean, I would have ranked him maybe 20 or 30, and then let him fight a contender and get a ranking, Yeah. But the thing is that it's a moneymaker. Whoever he fights next, they're going to make money. And that's what the title organizations are about. They're about making money. And people are interested in him now. And what a lot of people don't recognize is the fact that this guy, if he hits you one shot, you're out. I've seen his MMA fights. He's a brutal puncher. He hits you in the head, you're gone. He ruins you. So he has that chance. I don't know if he has the stamina, but he has that chance of being a puncher and can knock you out with one shot.
Okay. What do you think, Stay, of him getting a top 10 ranking in the WBC?
Man, let me tell you something. Yes, he should be 10. He could go with just 6 months of training. He knocked the lineal champ around the ring more than anybody has in Tyson's entire career.
Next to
Wilder's
Wilder.
never knocked Tyson around the ring like
He did.
Nagawa did.
But he's knocked him down 5 times.
And this was only 6 months. And this is only 6 months of him training. Just give him a year of boxing, of studying boxing, and it's a wrap. Wilder's going out. Big Baby's going out. If Fury's not careful and don't get himself in shape, he's going out. And the guy, I can see him a champ. If he sticks with boxing like I hope he does, he's going to be the champ in the next couple of years. And he's going to do it fast. And it's not going to take him long. All he needs is about a year of training. After 6 months of training, to lay Fury on his butt like he did and knock him around like he did. Fury is the biggest guy in the heavyweight division. He lays on everybody. He couldn't do that.
I'm not.
Not at
I'll
all.
give my. Okay. If that's what you think, I'll. What do you think, Brian?
I wouldn't have ranked him that high. You know, just in the sport of boxing, you need more fights, different looks, different styles. I think what he did was damn cool though. I'm not a Fury fan, you know, more so because of Fury's character. So I was glad to see that he, got the win. Really, the judge didn't give it to him, but most people felt that he won. I was happy about it. I think it was good for the sport for sure.
My opinion is, you're not going to like my opinion. Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight in the world. He's the best fighter in the world since Lennox Lewis, and he will prove it when he beats Usyk's ass. So I'll tell you why Ngannou doesn't deserve that ranking. One fight does not make you worthy of the ranking. He lost the fight, he didn't win. So if you win the fight, you deserve it. If you lose, he's getting rewarded for losing. I know he looked good. Fury didn't even train for that fight. You could tell he didn't train.
He was
Ngannou
scared.
He was good. No, he's a great fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's good. He'll beat guys in the top 10, but there's certain styles he won't mess with. I can't see him beating Wilder. I can't see him beating a few styles, One fight does not make him world class. That's just my opinion.
Wilder can get hit. I think if Fury can hurt Wilder, Nagawa can knock him out.
Yeah, but he'd have to put combinations together.
Right. I agree.
Styles. So, what do you think, Spencer, on this?
I think Ngannou is a smack to the fighters that's all been fighting all their life and their careers to try to get a ranking, and him to fight one glory fight and get a top 10 ranking. Now that means he could get a title shot, and for whatever strange reason, some whatever happened to make Charles Martin win the title, the guy could happen to him. He could be the winning in on something like that and become a title holder. And it's just bugged out. It's it'd be a smack in the face to the guys really doing it all their life.
Well, don't forget, I'm just going to throw this in there. He has been a champion in MMA. It's not like he just came out of nowhere. I mean, he does.
Yeah.
They're trying to give him that parity, and respect, because he was the retired MMA heavyweight champion. So
he does.
That's part of it.
He's a cross sport winner.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Boxing. For me, he's embarrassed the sport we love. And I hate it. These MMA fighters, I don't like them. I don't like it when they come over. I hate it. I know I shouldn't say.
Well, he's a striker, though.
Yeah, but I don't care.
He's a striker, so you got to give him his flowers.
But he's not a boxer. He's not. You know what I'm saying? This is just my opinion. I get annoyed with MMA fighters. I hate it. Right, before I lose my temper, let's move on.
Tell us how you really feel, Nathan.
No, I'm telling you how I feel.
Yeah.
I'm controversial.
You don't like the way he knocked around Tyson.
I hate it. It'd be like me coming in to you doing your job, which you do in like cabling and going up and doing it cheap, wouldn't it? Piss you off. Right, so
Nathan, where do you rank? Real quick, Nathan, where do you rank Usyk? Do you rank him number 2 after the Fury?
I rate him number 2. Yeah.
Okay.
But only just.
He shouldn't have those belts.
Right.
Usyk
So
should not
we'll
have
move
those
on
belts.
to the next thing. The WBC have confirmed that Benavidez versus Andrade winner will be the mandatory for Canelo's WBC belt. What do you think of this, Tom?
I think it's great. I think if that's what I mean, if Canelo agrees to that, but I think it's great. And this fight between Benavidez and Andrade should be a great fight.
Oh man,
I can't wait to see it because
I can't
nobody
wait.
wants to fight those
I
guys, so they're going
can't
to fight
wait.
each other. I love it.
Right.
That's the
Yeah,
way it
that's a good
should
one.
be. That's the way it
Right.
should be. What about you, Stay?
Right.
What do you think?
I can't wait to see this fight, man. I can't wait to see the undercard because I want to see what Jermell looks like after the tutelage of Roy Jones. I want to see what he's going to come and what he's going to do different. Like, will he have improved? I want to see this I've always loved Jermell. I wasn't always a Jamal fan, but I've always I'm always like Jamal. Wasn't always a Jamel fan. So to see Jamal go under the tutelage of Roy Jones, I just want to see what he's going to bring to the table. Granted, he's going to beat the hell out of Benavidez Jr. He's going to beat him. That's no
Oh
question.
yeah, he should. If he doesn't, his career is not going to go well.
Exactly. But I want to see Andrade. I think Andrade, this is probably the fairest shake he's going to get in his career. He deserves it.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
Okay, guys.
Ryan, what about you, man?
Okay.
I can't wait to see this fight, man. This is going to be incredible. I hate the fact that Andrade's been so inactive. It's a real shame. I know part of it's due to the fact that people just don't really want to fight him. But this is going to be a good fight. Who I like to see either one of them against Canelo. You just have to go with Canelo in terms of beating both of them, but that doesn't mean he will. But if you just had to pick one, you'd have to pick Canelo.
Yeah, I agree. Spencer, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yo, I think it's a good thing that they making them the mandatory for the fight. That's a great thing. I'm not sure who's going to win. Right now, I would favor. I don't know. I don't know who to favor.
I want Andrade to win.
I'd like Andrade to win. Yeah.
Andrade is a bit older than Benavidez, so Benavidez will get another shot at the title if he doesn't get this one. So maybe on that note, maybe Andrade should get the nod. I would favor Andrade getting the nod. It's a good fight, man. I just can't wait. As far as Charlo, wait. Roy Jones is training Charlo now? The bigger Charlo?
Yeah.
Jamel, Roy Jones was, there was some clip of Roy Jones training him on certain punches, how to hit the body and go to the head. So he's been under the tutelage of Roy Jones up to this
He still got Shields though, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
He didn't leave his camp. He just
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I was about to say now. I don't know. That might not be a good idea.
Yeah, kind of like how what's his name? Eubanks, yeah, how he was studying under Floyd, just
right, guys.
pick up some stuff.
I'm going to have to cut it there. I'm going to have to go to Brian's turn now to quickly say, and then we can converse. Give your opinion on this, please, Brian.
I think the going under the tutelage of Roy Jones is becoming somewhat of a gimmick. He's one of the reasons why I got into boxing. So nothing against, the guy is obviously phenomenal. He did. I wasn't overly impressed with the job he did with him with Eubank, but Eubank did improve under him a little. But I just think there's a long list of other people that I would want to go to, or if I had a son boxing, I would want him to go to before Roy Jones, only because of just the technical knowledge, which of course Roy has, but the ability to teach it and articulate it. I think there's probably people a lot better than him.
Right, my opinion on this Benavidez Andrade fight. Benavidez bores me when he fights. He's a good fighter, but he's boring to watch if you don't know what you're watching. But I do understand what he's doing in the ring. It's just not for me, his style. And Benavidez, I think, will absolutely annihilate. He's just too big. He's too big at the weight. Do you agree with that, guys?
He's big. That's the only thing that worries me. He's big, and not only is he big, but he fights big. Some fighters are big and they fight small. He's very rangy.
It was more effective at 154. At 160, he kind of stepped into a title. Do you remember the guy he fought? He beat some guy called Woodchucker or something. He knocked him down 8 times in the fight or something. The guy.
I remember that fight.
Terrible, wasn't it? It was terrible, that fight.
I remember that fight.
Right, guys, we'll move on.
Yeah, but
we're going to start talking about
Andrade's. I think Andrade's awkwardness, his awkward style of fighting, might surprise Benavidez. I'm kind of leaning towards Benavidez because of his punches and bunches, but we don't know. Andrade might have acquired some power that we haven't noticed before, and he could catch him with an awkward punch.
He does have power. He's taking guys out. He's also, but if he gets you in trouble early, he backs off for some reason. I don't know why.
Spencer, do you have anything more to say on this, or shall we move on to the?
Nah, we can move on.
All right, we're going to start talking about the Saudi card now on the fights on it. The first fight we're going to talk about on the Saudi card is Dimitri Bivol against Arthur Linden. Lyndon Arthur. Any of you guys familiar with Lyndon Arthur or not? If you're not, then I'll explain who he is. He's a British level guy who lost to Anthony. You probably know that anyway. So I'm going to start with you, Tom. This is for the WBA and Arthur Linden's IBO light heavyweight belt.
Well, I like Lyndon Arthur. He did lose the rematch to what's his name, who gave the Crusher a hard time.
Was it Yard?
Yes, Yard. He did lose the rematch. He's a good boxer, but he's not on the same level as Bivol. He's just not, and that's going to be the difference. Lyndon is slower. I don't think he has as much power as Bivol. Bivol is, can box side to side. He could move forward, and he has very straight combinations and punches. I think he's going to win this at least by a decision, if not knock him out.
Okay. What do you think of this day? Have you seen Arthur Linden fight? If you haven't, that's fine. Yeah.
No, I have never seen him. I've watched. To me, it's going to take a lot to beat Bivol. It's going to take a lot. I mean, the guy's defense is almost impenetrable. His defense is almost like Winky Wright's. Like, it's hard to get through to him. So you got to be able to get through to him to beat him. And that's
what do you think about this?
Not easy.
Stay. What's your opinion on this fight? No, sorry, Spencer. Sorry.
Oh, you mean Murphy? We do look alike.
Yes, Spencer. Sorry, I'm an
It's gonna be easy work for Bivol, I think, in my opinion. I mean, I don't think Bivol is the type that calms down for the level of competition. I think he'll go in there and complete the task like he should be doing. So,
right.
Okay. What's your opinion, Brian?
I think as highly rated as Bivol is, he's almost underrated. I think Lyndon has pretty much no chance. He's an entire notch above him.
Right, I've seen quite a bit more of Arthur Linden, obviously, watching the British stuff, and he's an average guy who's probably European level at best, just below world level, and I'm not that impressed with him really. He's okay, European level, but he's how he got this fight for me is crazy. He wasn't even ranked he was 14 in the rankings, so it's just a voluntary defense. So Bivol smashes him to pieces in about 6 or 7 rounds. Right, we'll move on to the next thing. Jai Opataya. Are any of you familiar with him, the IBF Cruiserweight champion, or not? Yeah. Okay, so Tom, what do you think of Joe Opataya fighting another British bum guy?
Well, I've watched Opataya a couple of times. He's very good. He's very good. Excellent boxer. I think he's a southpaw, right?
Yeah.
And he's an excellent boxer puncher, and he moves well, and he's got grit. So if he's fighting somebody on British level, he should be able to be no problem at all for him. I don't know the guy he's fighting, but I've seen Opataya fight a couple of times, and I don't recommend he goes up to heavyweight from cruiserweight because he'd be a very small heavyweight. He should stay at cruiserweight.
What do you think, Stay? If you've ever seen Opataya fight?
I don't even know the guy, bro. I have no comment. I've never even seen this.
Okay, no problem. We'll go straight.
It sounds interesting from what Tom says.
He has a style where it's anyway, I'll let Spencer speak on this.
well, Opataya, he looked really good in winning the fight, even though he had one with a broken jaw and all that. So is this his first fight back after the broken jaw, or this is the second fight back?
I think second. Second.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I mean, this is another one. This isn't at the top of the card, so it's isn't it a voluntary? This ain't a mandatory, right?
That's correct. Yeah, voluntary, second voluntary defense.
Yeah, so I don't see him having really any too much trouble with the guy.
Nah, none at all.
Okay. What do you think, Brian?
I know who he is, but I've only seen a few of his clips, and that's all.
Okay, that's fine. So I'll quickly give my opinion, then we'll move on. So Joe Patara is fighting another British level fighter, and I'm like looking, thinking that they must be getting desperate for opponents because he must be there so good nobody wants to fight. So we'll move on now. Frank Sanchez is going to be fighting Junior Fire. This is the first of the heavyweight fights. What do you think, Tom?
I think Frank Sanchez should win. I mean, it's as simple as that. He's on a different level than Junior Fa. Junior Fa is big and strong, but we've seen him go down and out, no matter how big and strong he is. And Frank Sanchez is a much more active boxer, and a better boxer and strong puncher. It's not going to be easy. I think we're looking at a 6-round knockout.
Yeah, I go with something like that. Junior Fine ain't got nothing for
Sanchez.
Frank Sanchez.
Yeah.
What do you think, Stay? Or have you never seen Junior Fire?
I agree. I agree. Oh, I've seen Junior Fire fight before. Yeah, I've seen his fight with Parker, and I think Frank's his accuracy and his power. I'm gonna call this fight. I'm gonna say that Fa's gonna get caught with an overhand right, and it's gonna end the night.
Okay. Little rhyming.
It's gonna be an overhand right because Fa fights. He fights standing straight up, and I can see Frank
Got a little Ali in him.
Jab. Yeah. And he's gonna fire that right, and he's gonna knock Fall on his fillet.
I think he'll soften the body first. He'll soften him up in the body.
What do you think, Brian?
I can see that.
Yeah, I like Frank Sanchez a lot. I think his movement alone would be too much for him. But he's just all round package, particularly for heavyweight. Just combinations, very technical, and there should really be no reason why he can't win.
I believe that Sanchez. I believe this fight will go the distance because he's not a massive puncher, is he? Sanchez is not a huge puncher, and the way he fights, yeah. So for me, looking at Sanchez, he looks about 60. He looks about 70, doesn't he? So he should win this fight pretty easily, but it will be on points. Junior Fire is very slow. Did anybody watch his fight against Lucas Brown?
Yes.
Do you remember? Right, basically, I remember watching it. He's moving.
That's when he got knocked out, quick, fast, and hurry.
Gets up again, and he's like that. He just goes down like a drunk man. It's embarrassing. So yeah, this is Frank Junior Fire is looking to be getting this chance. Right, we'll move on. Arslan
Makhmudov.
Arslan is the European heavyweight champion. What do you think of this, Tom?
I like it. I think he'll win.
Makhmudov.
Wait a minute. Let me make sure I got the right names.
Yeah, it's Makhmudov.
Yeah, I'm
Makhmudov. Makhmudov. I think Makhmudov should win this fight. I watched his last fight, and he's fighting. What's the name of this guy he's fighting here?
Kabaya.
Kabaya, who is the European champion.
Yeah, I think he should. I think he should step up for this and win, because I've seen him, and he's a very strong puncher, and he's very, very big, and he's like a brute.
The password.
I think he should be able to do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
My opinion.
What do you think, Stay, to this fight?
It's been a while since I've seen his fight, but I've seen his fight. Does he kind of remind you of a better beef in the heavyweight division?
But he's more crude. He's a lot more crude.
Yeah. That's what I thought of him when I seen him fight before. So I'm thinking this guy's going to go in, and I'm sure he's improved since then. So I think I'm gonna go with him. I don't really know Ajit Kabayal. If I see his face, maybe I know who he is, but right off the back. I don't know who he is.
Yeah, Ajit is not going to be able to keep up with this guy. This guy's too strong.
Yeah, he is extremely strong.
What do you
He's a
think, Spencer,
powerhouse.
to this fight?
I think Makhmudov should be able to beat him up really badly. Because I think Makhmudov is a little bit better than him. I mean, no slouch on Homeboy because he is the European champion. So no slouch on him, but he ain't got nothing for Makhmudov.
Okay, what do you think, Brian,
Yeah,
to this
Makhmudov
fight? If
is
you've
a beast.
seen either two fights, if you haven't watched them.
Yeah, I haven't seen quite enough of them to really give an opinion.
Okay. My opinion, quickly before we move on, Ajit Kabayal had one signature win over Derek Chisora about 7 years ago, right? He's 31 years old now. I think it's now or never. I don't believe he's anything special. Makhmudov's very good, but he's untested, isn't he? Nobody's got close enough to really hit him or drop him. We don't know how he's going to react when he gets hit. You know what I mean? Because the matchmaking has been so subpar, we haven't seen him fight anyone decent.
But he is a good boxer. He is a good boxer. He just doesn't pack a lot of power.
Yeah. I believe when I saw him fought Carlos Takam, he struggled, but he won it. But I want to see him fight somebody who's a top 10 guy, a proper, legit top 10 guy, who's going to hurt him, knock him down, and test him. So I'd pick Makhmudov to win in 6 or 7 rounds. Right.
Yeah, I got you on that one.
Right. We will move on to an even more farcical fight. Filip Hrgovic will be the IBF #1 contender. Will be fighting Mark Demori, a man who lost to David Hay in the round. Do you remember, guys?
Yeah, he was one of David Hayes' comeback fights.
Yeah. And he's now mysteriously ranked to the top. What do you think of this, Tom? Oh, God.
Well, you got to look at who the younger and stronger opponent is here right now. And I'm familiar with both guys. I'm trying to find exactly where this is over here.
Mark Demori got knocked out in a round by David Hay when David Hay was shot in 2016. That's
here he is. Hrgovic to fate Demori. Oh, Hrgovic should take this guy with no problem.
This guy's a joke, mate.
Yeah.
His record is made up of bums fighting in a garage in Croatia.
Hrgovic should be able to take this guy.
But
Hrgovic is due for a title shot too.
Look at the people Mark Demori's lost to David Hay in 1 round when David Hay was shot, right? That tells you all you need to know.
Well, that tells you, nobody wants to fight Hrgovic, and after Tyson Fury, he may wind up with the belt after Fury and Usyk,
Okay.
He ain't look too impressive against Zane.
No, but it's hard to look impressive against Zane.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That's Joe Joyce.
We're skipping out of order here, guys. Stay, what do you think of this fight?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to see if I can if I've
do you remember when David Hay came back in 2016? That's the bum that David Hay fought when he came back in 2016. Remember?
Is that the guy?
Remember the guy with the blonde hair? Yes, sir.
Yeah. That was.
Has he improved since then?
No, he hasn't.
Was he the guy? Was he the one that he fought and Shannon Briggs fought on the undercard of that fight? And they fought together and they were supposed to fight afterwards?
Not the Shannon Briggs, no. The first fight that let me just show you the clip so you can all see it because you'll just have to see this. Hay versus. So what do you think of this fight? Have I asked you what you think of this fight, Spencer? No, properly.
The Hrgovic fight? I think it's I don't know how he got this title shot. He said he's listed. I don't know how he got listed.
I'll just show you the fight to jog your memory.
I think it's just a way to keep Hrgovic busy while he's waiting for a title shot, which is a good idea.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's not bad.
Yeah, he's gonna destroy this guy most likely.
I'm
familiar with the.
Yeah, you're familiar
with the other guy, but Hrgovic is gonna.
This is a knockout from 8 years ago, but anyway, you've all seen it anyway. So
yeah.
Have you given your opinion on this fight, Brian?
Yeah, I think Hrgovic is going to win, and I am familiar with the other guy. Not super familiar, but I know who he is. And yeah, he's not going to win.
Okay, for me, this fight is like I might as well get my gloves on. That's how bad this guy is. So we'll move. Right, Daniel Dubois' trainer, Don Charles, you're familiar with him, Don Charles, aren't you? The trainer of Derek Chisholm, as talks insecure. Don Charles tells insecure Gerald Miller, make sure you're clean before he fights Daniel Dubois. What do you guys think of this Dubois fight?
Well, I think it's good advice.
Yeah.
You know, or else he's not going to get any more paydays. So it's good advice. You know, I'm pretty sure that Miller is a better boxer than Dubois. I think he's a better boxer. He's big and heavy. And if Dubois doesn't land something to stop him, he's going to lose. I think he's going to lose. I don't think he's he's as rounded as a rounded boxer like Jerome Miller is. So it's a risky fight for him. But hopefully he tests clean. That would be the main thing. They're probably trying to play head games with him right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think, Stay, of this fight?
First and foremost, Dubois should be the unanimous champ. That low blow was crap. That was on the belt. That man should have the belt.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
They did not give him his flowers. That was on the belt. And he and Uysk did not get up.
Agree. Can I add something to that real quick, sir?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I'll say, and even if it was borderline, it was borderline enough to go the other way, just depending on, you know, who was the favorite and who was the house that day. And I don't even think it was really that borderline. That was a fair thing. And you want to say he beat Usyk if you want to, you know, feel that it wasn't, you know, was on the money, like I believe.
Yeah, he beat Usyk. It was on the money. But I think this is going to be an interesting fight. Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting fight. I don't know. Big Baby's gotten so much bigger. Like, you know, if you see them standing beside each other, it's like, man, Dubois doesn't even look like a heavyweight standing beside him. Yeah, don't even look like a heavyweight, man. So I don't know. You know, I think Miller's going to overwhelm him with punches, like he does. And I'm thinking, unless, like Tom said, unless Dubois comes off with something solid and catches him that changes the fight, I think Baby's going to overwhelm him.
Okay, what do you think, Spencer, to this fight?
It's a good fight. It's a good fight for both of the guys. Because whoever gets the victory is reputable for this point in their career. Because you got people believing Dubois won the fight against Usyk, like two of the people on the panel tonight, that think that Dubois should be the champion at the moment. So if Miller could come around and beat him, then in essence, then Miller should be the champion. Anyway, with all of that being said, I think Dubois is a front foot fighter, and it's going to be hard for him to keep Miller from coming and pushing forward. He might be able to be successful in the first couple of rounds, but Miller is a former kickboxer, so he's got hit in the face with feet and kicks and stuff like that, so he can take a punch pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, so he should be able to take a punch pretty well. It's just a question of whether or not his stamina, whether or not those drugs was helping his stamina too much, you know, help him with his stamina, all of that, or not. So, but Dubois got stamina issues too. So,
yeah, it's true.
My opinion is
maybe will swing at you for 12 rounds though, even though it's sluggish.
Yeah.
He'll throw hands for 12 rounds.
Was Jarrell Miller wearing sunglasses when he was the interview? Wasn't he? Right. I can do a good impression of him. So, in my opinion, this is a great fight. I think if it's the Miller of pre-2019, then he wins comfortably. If not, because in his last three fights, to me, he's looked shot. He's not looked the same Jarrell Miller we saw 5-6 years ago, because he had that 3-year layoff. I believe that will even this fight. So I'm going to go for Dubois to win on point. But I don't think what he was. He's not what he was.
I want to also see what Miller comes in as. What's the weight that Miller comes in as? Because he was like close to 400 pounds in one of these comeback fights.
He's too fat now. So if it slows him down, it's by the 6th round he's going to be guessing. If he's guessing, Dubal's going to hit him with something big. I don't think his body is up to it. What I'm saying, he's got the talent, but his body's not up to the job. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
how are you supposed to move?
he needs to be in his low 300s. If he's in the low 300s, he might be able to, still look a little Jarrell Miller of old.
Yeah, but it might be part of his game.
You know who he reminds me of is Buster Mathis.
Yeah,
going back to Frazier and Mathis. He's a big, heavy guy who can move.
Yeah. Buster Mathis. Buster had them crazy uppercuts. That's the only thing that I like.
The only reason why people lose to him is because he talks so much trash. I can even do an impression.
Well,
Daniel Dubois' face looks like shit,
see, my big baby being as big as he is, as big as he is,
man. I'm going to break your head. I'm going to put you in the grave. If you don't, I'm going to put you in the grave. That's what he was like. That's how he was acting.
Yeah,
it's right. He made the press conference.
Yeah, that's true. And he called. I think he called AJ out. He called AJ out there. That was pretty. I think that was pretty cold when he called AJ out at that press conference.
That was. I kind of like it.
He tends to lay on. Yeah. It makes them want to fight each other. It makes them all want to fight each other. But Big Baby, like I was saying, he lays on people. So he's going to definitely lay on Dubai. Lay him against the ropes, lean on him, do them little body punches that he does. That really doesn't. I mean, I don't know. He never hit me, so I don't know what it feels like. But he pressures and he lays on people. So can Dubai stamina hold up? Can his legs hold up that big guy?
So
that'll be.
I think that. Yeah, it will be a problem. Miller is very explosive, and one of the advantages that he did have was even his stamina for his size, and we know that was helped out by some substances. But we'll just have to see how he's going to perform without being on him, and we don't know if he is going to be on him. He might be on.
Miller has a better resume. We know he does. We know Miller has a much better resume, but we're talking about a Miller from 5 years ago. He's deteriorated in his last couple of fights. He looked terrible, didn't he? When he came back, he struggled and was breathing hard. Even against Lucas Brown, he was breathing hard, after 3-4 rounds.
Yeah, he didn't look the best. He didn't look the best again. Coming back, he had all those years. He's close to 400 pounds, but he's been dropping weight though every fight since he's been coming back. Correct?
Yeah. Well, has 3 years deteriorated his body? That's what I'm saying. He's 35 now.
Yeah.
If he wins this, whoever wins this, the winner will fight Manuel Sharp. Because Miller, as you know, was meant to fight Sharp, but the purse bid, there was no TV network for it. That's why it didn't happen. Right, we'll move on to the next fight. Joseph Parker is going to fight Deontay Wilder.
Well, number one, this is significant because Parker's good friends with Fury, so that adds a little bit of spice to this. But I don't think that people give enough credit to Wilder's boxing ability. I mean, they all look at his punching power, but he is so angular and awkward. In order to get that many knockouts, you have to be able to deliver the punch, and that comes down to technical skill and speed. And so, in this case, I gotta go in this case with Wilder, because although Parker is an excellent boxer, if there's going to be a point if Wilder's in good shape, because the last couple of fights didn't take that long. I think he fought, what's his name, the Nordic guy last, right?
Elenius, yeah.
Yeah, and that was a while ago. So he's going to have to be sharp with Parker, because Parker's sharp right now. This will be his 4th fight in a year. Yeah. And even though he lost, he was holding his own for a while with Joyce. He just couldn't knock him out. But I think he softened Joyce up for Zhang. So I pick Wilder, and I want to see him win. I do, because I'd like to see him be able to get over this and maybe get a shot at AJ. I would really like to see that.
That's what I want to see. I want to see them fight so that they can fight AJ.
Okay. Any more opinions?
I think Big Baby was right on that. He told me.
I got to go with Wilder
simply
because. Okay, that's fine. Do you want to give any more explanation, Brian? Then I'll go back to say again.
I think that Waters is too fast. Parker's one of the slowest fighters in the division. Slow feet. Wilder has very quick feet. I just cannot see him eluding Wilder for 12 rounds. So yeah, Wilder for sure.
Okay. Have you got anything else to say on this day before I go to Spencer?
No, I think Wilder going to
I've
beat
always called Parker the old man beater.
the old what?
The old man beater. He always,
Old man.
the old man beater, because he used to fight all the old guys. Like when he fought Francis Botha. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Botha was 157 years old.
In the 90s, yeah. I read it in the 90s.
So
You took me back.
That Parker has problems with people that are taller than he is. He's not as impressive with people that are taller than he is. For instance, when he fought Farr. So with Wilder's reach, his power, I think knocked out in 3 or before.
Okay. Do you have anything else to say on this, Brian, or are you done on this? Then I'll give my...
That's about it on that one.
Okay, in my opinion, I think Joseph Parker, like you say, is slow. He's shot. I think he's shot to pieces now to what he was. I think Joe Joyce took everything that he had left out of him, and I just think he just may last 2 or 3 rounds. I can't see Parker. He doesn't hit hard enough. His movement's gone. He's just going to be a sitting duck. He's just going to be a virtual. That's just my opinion. So 2 or 3 rounds, Wilder will knock him out, and he'll be on the floor with blood splattered everywhere. That's all I can see with saying that. Right, we'll move on. But I don't think the Wilder Joshua fight ever happened.
I think it's very possible it never happened.
Okay, we'll go to Joshua Waller. Basically, the Joshua Waller fight. Joshua is number 3 in the IBF rankings. Wallin is 2. Obviously, Hrgovic is 1. When the undisputed fight happens, the IBF belt will get stripped off, as you guys already know, and then the winner of Wallin, Joshua, will then fight Hrgovic for the vacant IBF belt. So in this fight, I think let's go to you then, Tom. What do you think of this fight?
The hell was that? Well, I'm sorry, I had to answer a message. Which fight is this one?
This is Wallin against Joshua. Obviously, Joshua's number 3.
Oh man. Well, Wallin is a tough guy, but Joshua is definitely a better boxer, and I think he packs more power. But Wallin is not a guy who's going to lie down. He's going to try to make the most of this. So I think it'll be an interesting fight. I could see this going the distance. I can, because when Fury fought him, Fury was all over him and couldn't get him out. He did cut Fury very badly in that fight. But Wallin, I don't know, if he really trains, he could have a shot here with making this very interesting. AJ should win. We'll see. It's a good fight, actually. It's not a bad fight.
What do you think, Stan, to this fight?
Is Joshua still training stateside, or did he go back to Europe?
Yes, but he's got a new trainer called Ben Davis who's doing this fight, I think.
He's a good trainer.
Yeah. Ben Davis is a good trainer.
Oh, so he's not training with the same guys.
No, he's still doing training, but when he's in Britain, he trains with Ben Davis. But Ben Davis, I believe, will be in the corner for this fight as well as his other trainer.
Yeah, Ben Davis would be in the corner for this one.
Yeah. I remember the fight. I remember Wilder's fight with Fury, and he did stay in the fight. And
but he rubbed the glove, do you remember, on his face?
Huh?
Do you remember when Wallin rubbed the glove and did it to his face, put the old trick that he used to do in the film?
Yeah.
So I need to get a winner from you. Who's going to win this? I need an answer. And who's going to win this?
I'll say Joshua. I think Joshua's got enough training. He came stateside and got enough tutelage under his belt to pick up some foundation that he didn't have before. And I think he has the skill set, but his confidence is shook. His confidence sucks.
It's horrible.
So if he could gain some confidence in himself and his abilities, and with the skill sets that he's acquired since coming stateside, then he should be able to pull this fight off. But like I said, with anybody, it depends on what Joshua steps in that ring.
Okay. What I need an opinion from you now, Spencer, please. On this.
I think it's a decent fight for Joshua. Listen, I know I was saying before, I don't think Hergovich, because they trying to like get big money fights, and I don't know if Hergovich versus AJ is a big money fight if AJ beats Weiler, but there's a little piece of me saying that you might be right about that because of the alignment and the fact that Eddie Hearn was mentioning it about him trying to fight Hergovich next. You know what I'm saying? So, like that throws out the Wilder dream if Eddie Hearn is talking about Hergovich. So I don't know. Eddie Hearn is probably AJ is his last. He don't have nobody else after AJ, really, right?
Not really. What do you think, Brian? No, your opinion.
I think Waller's going to make it interesting. He's really a guy that AJ should be able to stop, just on ability. But his, Say was saying, the confidence is just gone, man. It's really, really unfortunate to see that. But if it does go the distance, wouldn't be surprised at all. Then I'll say that Joshua wins.
Okay, good. Spencer, did you say who was going to win? Because I think I cut you off at the wrong time.
AJ.
Okay, brilliant. How does he win? Knockout or points?
Yeah, I think he's gonna knock him out in maybe the 8th or 9th round.
That'll bring his stock up if he does.
I'll quickly give my opinion before we move to the big fight. I believe, like you say, Joshua's confidence is shot. He's agitated. He doesn't look like the same man who won the title 6 years ago. He looks nervous. I don't think he believes in his ability anymore. His ability-wise, he's great. But if you get in his head, you can take him to pieces. I think this is going to be a long night for him. Obviously, Wallin's a southpaw, correct? So I think this is going to go. Joshua's going to get frustrated, and the fans are going to boo him, and he'll just win on points, and that'll be it. And then, as a result of the win, he'll fight Hergovich for the vacant IBF belt. But I'm not even sure he could beat Hergovich based on current form, to be honest. Yeah. So we'll move on. The big fight, the undisputed fight, the fight we waited for 24 years when we were all nice and young. So, Tom, what do you think of this fight and the fact that it's in Saudi Arabia for all the belts? Isn't it great?
Right. On paper, Fury should win. If he's in shape and his head's on straight, because he is manic depressive. He's bipolar. I've watched that Netflix series on him, and he's pretty out there. He's pretty out there. And, for all of his antics and everything, he knows how to sell a fight and all that. He's going to have to deal with that, side-to-side, angular type of fighting. And he could beat Usyk just with the jab. Like he did with, what's his name, the Ukrainian champion. The two brothers.
Klitschko.
Yeah. He beat him with the jab, and every once in a while he'd nail him with the right hand or a hook. So if he's smart, the way you conquer speed is with the jab. And if he keeps that jab in his face and doesn't let him get close to him, then he could pot shot him from the outside. He won't have to take any shots to the head. I don't think that Usyk has the power to put him down. But Usyk is a phenomenal fighter, phenomenal boxer. So it all depends on what Fury shows up.
You left out one small detail. Steve Cunningham, who's not a big puncher, knocked him down.
Yes, that was a long time ago. But since then, look, he's always gotten up. I mean, Wilder had him down and he's gotten up. And if Wilder puts you down, you usually stay down. You don't get up. He puts people to sleep.
Who's going to win this, in your opinion? I need to win it before I move on.
I'm going to go with Fury.
Okay. Let's move on to you now then, Stay. What's your opinion on this fight?
Well, first, I'm going to mention how when he mentioned Klitschko, that was a total punch stats of 81 punches in that fight against Klitschko. Probably the worst heavyweight bout in the history of boxing. The worst. And I think against Goa, he threw 86 punches. Probably the second most.
Can I say something about that? That was because Klitschko didn't know how to fight to get inside. He was always on the outside. He was with the guy who was bigger, longer reach. And Klitschko, he was confused. He didn't know what to do. He had to go inside and take those shots.
Exactly. Now, I guarantee if that was a rematch, Klitschko would have got his belts back. But Coke got involved. But anyway, Fury's going to do what Fury does best. He's going to lay on Usyk. He's going to lay on him. That's what he's going to do. He's going to come in heavy. He's not going to lose any of that weight. He might lose some midsection, but he's just going to get in shape. But he's going to come in heavy, and he's going to lay on Usyk. That's his game plan. It's his game plan for everybody. He's done it with everyone, and it's not going to change. He's going to come in. He's going to lay on Usyk. Usyk is going to get tired. He's going to catch him with. And now that Fury knows how to sit down on punches because of Crump Gym, he's going to hit him with some hard shots. He's going to take Usyk out of the. He's going to take him out of the fight, and he's going to win belt. He's going to win on the belt.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Carl, what's your opinion on this fight, mate? Before I move on to Brian. Spencer?
You saying me?
Oh. Yeah, I'm saying you.
Sorry. I thought you said Brian. Brian.
Brian, can you hear us, Brian?
I can. Yep.
Oh, okay. He asked you what your opinion was on the fight.
No, I asked
I'm
asking Spencer first. Then I'm moving
Spencer
on.
First.
Oh,
sorry.
I thought you said. No, Brian. All right. Yeah, I think. Like Tom said, I think Fury should win this. Like both of them said, I think Fury should win it. He got the longer reach, bigger size. He could tire him out. And now, while Fury can lean on you all fight, he can box too a little bit. So he has that ability to box too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Usyk was going to try to mimic anything Ngannou did, because whatever Ngannou was doing wasn't. I don't think Usyk could mirror it and then try to emulate it. He got to fight his own fight. But I mean, it should be entertaining. It's not going to be an easy road for Fury, but it's going to be. He should get the victory.
Okay, what's your opinion, Brian?
I'm going with Usyk, one, because I want him to win, and I think he'll win. He's just a phenomenal. He's a phenomenal boxer, man. I really like the guy. He doesn't have a whole lot of flaws. Fury does lean on people, and that'll definitely tire you out. But I'm going to edge it out to Usyk.
That's it. Yeah, it's a fair. I'll give my opinion quickly. I think this fight is going to be closer than what people think. People are saying Fury's going to walk it. That's rubbish. Usyk, if you imagine this fight to Klitsch, go, hey, the difference is this is going to be close. I'm going to pick Fury to win it on split decision. I think there's nothing between these two. The only thing is Fury's size and Fury's got skills. What will happen is Fury will lean on him. Usyk will hit him a few times and move out the way. But I don't think Usyk's got much to work off. You know what I mean? With a man that size, if Fury's not going to engage too much. So how can you work with something if you haven't got something to throw? Usyk works best off when he's got people coming forward, right? When people are coming at him, if he's got something to work off, he'll beat you. If he's got nothing to work off, that's the problem. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? He'll win rounds, but it's going to be like there's not going to be much in it. You're not going to see any knockdowns. I don't think it's going to be. This is not going to be a great fight. Sorry to be negative, but it's not going to be a great fight. Just how both guys are. Therefore, it's going to make it close. So, but we've also seen Usyk take away people's size. Do you remember when he fought Joshua? He took away his size in the first 40 seconds of the round, didn't he? Correct.
Yeah.
I think we're dealing with apples and oranges here. Go ahead.
Yeah. Like when we base Usysk's talent off of his fight with Joshua, because basically that's all we got is his fight with Joshua. But we can't really say that was, an outstanding feat because we've seen Joshua get defeated plenty of times before that.
Yeah.
So if we look at if we just take what we believe Usysk's abilities to be, and say, oh yeah, well he's going to put up a good fight against Fury. Like Tom said, we're comparing apples to oranges. It's really hard to say because we already know what Fury's going to do. Now, what can Usyk do to counter that? And I don't think there's much he can do to counter that. He doesn't have any powerful body shots, so he can't really hurt Fury down bottom. And he's barely going to be able to reach his face.
Yeah, I personally think
it's going to be a one-sided fight.
I kind of agree with you, but I think Usyk's better than what we've seen. I think we're going to see this fight's going to be close. I don't think there's anything between these guys skill-wise. or the only difference is the size. I don't think there's that much between them. I believe Usyk can take away the size, get the points, get some, make it close. Fury's going to struggle because Usyk's so.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work.
Well, you asked what are we basing his talent off of, or how good he is off of? Is it Joshua? No, for me, but for me, it's even cruiserweight. Even though obviously it's a different weight class, but I look at how good he was in cruiserweight, and considering also what he's done in heavyweight, he's very, very good. He doesn't have a whole lot of flaws. No boxer's perfect, but he's just so well rounded.
But Brian, do you agree that he takes away Fury's size, don't he? And I don't think he'll win. I think it's going to be so close that you can have. There may even be a rematch. There may even be some controversy from this.
I don't think it's possible. I think it's going to be a one-sided fight, man. I see a one-sided fight. I'm sure, and I don't like Fury. I don't like him. Can't stand him. But
I'm going to make a bet with you for $100.
Now, if we do see a longer fight, it's because Fury's putting on a show. But if he wants to stop the fight, he'll stop it. He'll stop it early if he wants.
How many times have you seen Usyk fight? If you don't mind me asking.
I've seen him fight in his cruiserweight division. I've seen him beat Yarde. I've seen him fight a couple of fights in cruiserweight, and then I watched his heavyweight fight. So I've seen him, and he looks good with people close to his size. But he's fought people close to his size. People he can reach. He can reach Anthony Joshua.
Okay. We'll go to our last.
Be a harder reach for Tyson Fury.
Guys, we're on our last subject now. Jerome Ennis becomes the IBF champion via ENNIS. Really? And they stripped Terence Crawford. I don't like this. What do you think, Tom?
I think they're just going by their rules. And I like to see boxing organizations go by their rules and not have all this step around stuff. And Jerome Ennis is the #1 contender. When is he going to get a shot at Bud Crawford?
Right.
Bud Crawford doesn't want to fight him. So what choice does the title organization have? And they're actually being just. They're one of the more ethical, as compared to when they first started.
What you said there is not true because he signed a rematch with Errol Spence, hasn't he? If
yes.
you did your research, you'd know that.
Yes, is it really going to happen? Because they're still going over 147, 154.
147, 154, right.
Yeah, I don't think it's set in stone. And Bud has come out and says, I don't want to fight him. There's not enough in there for me.
Yeah, he has. Which is disappointing. Very disappointing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm done. I want to hear what Steve's got to say. Then we'll move on to you, Spence. Then we'll go. We'll do it in order.
Jared, Ennis is one of the best, and Crawford said he wants to fight the best. And the best doesn't have to be somebody in his league or someone his age or those above him. The best could be somebody up and coming. And Ennis is proved that he's really goddamn good at what he's doing. So that's a challenge. Kind of like when Floyd took on a young Canelo. That was a challenge, and that pushed Floyd's his career because he beat up a young Canelo up and coming. So I feel the same way with Ennis. Crawford should get that boy his shot, But I think Crawford's in a bigger picture. Crawford's in La La Land. He's talking about fighting Canelo. Bruh, you ain't even fighting Charlo. But you want to jump up 5 weight classes to fight Canelo, but you won't let somebody in your weight class get a shot at the title. I think Crawford's going after the gold right now. I think he's coming to the 36? He's coming to the end of his
something like that.
Yeah, he's coming to the end of his rainbow, and he's trying to make these cash outs. And he's trying to get these big fights, and Ennis ain't it. So
you said he wouldn't fight Charlo. Oh no, Crawford won't fight Charlo. Okay.
Yeah, Crawford won't fight Charlo. Yeah. He wants to go past all those guys and go straight to Canelo. That's what he wants, and that's ridiculous.
Okay.
So I think that was a good bet. IBF wants their money. They want people to watch their fights. They want their champion to fight. So maybe they can make fights with Ennis and give us some good fights with like Vargas. A lot of the guys are still in the division, and give us some good fights instead of sitting around waiting to see what Crawford's going to do.
Exactly.
Basically, that's where we're at.
It's not fair to the fighters, you know.
Right.
If he's not going to fight him, give up the belt. That's all.
Exactly.
Can we cut? We've got another two guys that have an opinion as well, guys. Let's steady a bit. So, Spencer, what's your opinion on this?
I want to say that Bud don't have to fight him right now. I don't think he got stripped anyway. So, and just like Usyk and Fury, they're gonna get stripped of the IBF belt when they fight their rematch. So like that's how IBF does. That's how it's gonna be. So, it is what it is. I would like to see Boots and Crawford fight because I think Boots got a lot of skill and talent. And we could see it if he's ready for the next level when he's fighting a guy like Bud. Bud don't have nothing to prove to fight ENNIS, but it would be a welcoming fight.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Okay. What's your opinion, Brian, on this?
I don't know.
Okay. I'll quickly
Yeah,
give my opinion.
I'm trying to formulate my thoughts on it. But
Shall
yeah,
I
go
say
ahead.
my piece and then I'll come to you if you thought about it? I'll give you a few minutes. Right. So my opinion is you've got.
Can I just say one thing before you start,
Yeah, go
Nathan?
on, yeah. Yes, you can. Yeah.
I don't believe a champion is a champion until they defend their damn belts. To win it, to me, is not enough. You have to win it and defend it to be considered the champ. Just winning it is not enough. A lot of people today say, "Oh, to win the belts, you're the champ, you're the man." But
So wait, so on that note, so all of the title defenses. Wait, hold on. I want to just interrupt for a second. On that note, all of the title defenses Bud had as the WBO champ don't count as title defenses, or he has to defend. Once Errol Spence was free to fight him, he has to now fight whoever else is out there now.
I think you misinterpreted what you meant. I think you misunderstood what you meant.
Defend his belt. Yeah, most champs once they win about. I understand the reclause. I understand that rematch clause, but most champs that we know and the champs that we call the greatest of all time has won and defended their belts. And that's where they became the greatest of all times. Not just because they won the belt, it's because they won and defended those belts. Bernard Hopkins goes on record as to have defended his belt. How many times? 20 times.
But he wasn't. He didn't defend the undisputed 20 sometimes.
No, but he defended the belts that he had 20-something times.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like Bud had a belt and defended the titles when he was that champion. So, you know what I'm saying? Like he's been fighting and he won it ever since he beat Jeff Horn. He's been a welterweight champion. So every fight after that was a title defense. Sean Porter, Amir Khan, Kell Brook, all those was title defenses.
Yeah, but I guess you're talking about ENNIS being the champion on paper.
Yeah. So basically, have you heard enough to formulate an opinion now, Brian?
Yeah, well, I mean, it just sucks. Nobody wants to get their title, particularly, a fighter the caliber of Boots Ennis. Nobody wants to get it through an email, and I've been reading about that and seen a lot of YouTube videos about it. But he also deserves it too. There's some fighters like, okay, it just lands in your lap, and that's just what it is. But he deserves to get that belt the legit way, and I'm sure he wants it that way.
Yeah.
But it also is what it is. Us boxing fans know enough not to call him a paper champion. He knows he wants to fight. He knows he wants it the right way, and it's not his fault. That's just part of the business aspect.
For me, when I'm looking at this guy. I'm looking at this kid who's going to be one of the next big stars in the next 2 or 3 years. He's been given a belt before he's at the level where he should be. This is the sort of title he'll win in a year and a half, 2 years. Just not right now. I think they're giving him too much too early. And I think in about he's 3 or 4 more fights away from winning the world title. So I'd rather have seen him do it the proper way. Not be given the belt. Everybody wants to win their belt inside the ring, not by some stupid email. And we're better than that. We know he's better than that. That's what's so frustrating.
No, without question, Nathan. Nobody, you want to win the belt, you want to take it from the champion and all of that. Without question, like, it's not. I'm not. Please don't get it misunderstood what I'm saying, because no one, in my opinion, is at fault here. It's just an unfortunate circumstance that Bud didn't want to fight Ennis right now because he got a rematch clause against Arrow. Number one, number two, he can't, like, he wouldn't have been able to defend it or get sued by Errol Spence team, and I don't know what they would have did on that note. And number three, I just want to add this as a number three. Devin Haney was considered a paper champ or email champ, and you've seen how his career has came about ever since that moniker has been placed upon him. So more power to Jerron Ennis and all the future email champions or whoever gets labeled that, because hopefully they'll have some riches like Devin Haney is about to experience from it.
My real opinion is that Boots Ennis is not on the level that Crawford's at. Crawford is an all-time great, right? He can go up to 154 and clear that division up without even thinking about it. People forget.
Yeah, I think so.
He'll clear it again. He'll clear the division up.
Once again, here we go. We're basing Crawford off of his like Canelo said. You've had one big fight. One. That was Spence.
He's unified two divisions, and he could do the same.
But the level of competition in those divisions that he fought, the people that he fought, just like Wilder, the biggest person on his card is now Nagawa, but before it was Wilder. That was it. That's all Tyson had on his resume. You can't claim Klitschko because that was the worst heavyweight fight in history.
Have you lost?
You got to claim it though. That's when he beat him.
I mean, yeah, you can claim it, but it was still. But other than Klitschko and Wilder, that's all you got. Bud Crawford, only huge fight is Spence.
No. He's had huge fights. No, that's not true.
He beat Sean Porter. What made Spence a good fight? Because Spence beat Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, and all the other people that he beat. Kell Brook, same people that Bud Crawford beat.
Yeah, I agree. But his biggest fight. But critics will say, when he fought those people who were past their prime or they weren't, what they were. That's what people say.
You could make you could kind of reasonably make an excuse for anything, because unless two people, which Bud and Spence were at the moment, they were like supposed to be equal, you can even make an excuse. Bud caught Spence after Spence had an accident, eye surgery, and all this other stuff. Yeah. So you could make an excuse for that one. So,
but this is what I'm pointing. This is what I want to get at. Do you believe that maybe the IBF is forcing Crawford to fight Ennis by taking that belt from him, and in order for him to be the unanimous, undisputed champ, he needs to have that IBF belt? You think that maybe the IBF are just forcing his hand, saying, "Okay, we're gonna give this belt to Ennis until you decide that you want to be the undisputed champ again."
Well,
and in order for you to do that, you got to play
Crawford should just move up anyway. He's got nothing left to prove in that division. He goes to 154, clears that up.
Yeah,
he
should definitely move up.
Would have got this belt within a year anyway against somebody else.
He needs to move up.
So I think
totally agree. I think he needs to get up there to 154.
The moral of the story is he's not on that Crawford level yet, but in a year or two he will be on that level. He will be on that sort of like ascending level, just not yet. Yeah. Stop giving people titles before they're ready for that stage. He probably is ready.
And I'm thinking maybe.
He's probably the best of this next crop at welterweight.
Yeah.
Once as we all agree that Crawford should move up. Once Crawford is out of there, Spence will probably go with him. He's the best out of the rest of them, I believe. So.
You still got Vargas, so we haven't seen that kid against Vargas yet, and we all know Vargas is a pretty tough character.
Ortiz.
Yeah, Ortiz was a good
Ortiz.
Yep, or Ortiz. Yep. Mm-hmm.
It might be premature though. It might be premature at this point.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Is the other champion at welterweight Rolly Romero? No, Rolly Romero's a division below him here.
Rolly Romero?
Yeah, that's at 140.
Right, guys, let's finish there. I'm going to stop the podcast. So I just want to say, let me just end the stream. Stay on a second.